So if I'm not gonna sit down for breakfast, why not have a little chocolate? It's one of the most important food groups, you know. Avocado is one of those foods that I try and eat almost every day because it's filled with healthy fats that make my skin glow and keep me feeling full all morning long. If I want to bring chocolate into breakfast town, it's all about cocoa powder. Rich, dark, but actually healthy. Frozen chopped banana. When my bananas are getting past their prime, I pop them in the freezer and they make my smoothies creamy and frosty. Some almond milk, a little or a lot, depending how thick I want my smoothie. And some sweet, sweet maple syrup. Smooths out just the slight bitterness that cocoa powder has. Now it's time to blitz, baby. Yum. Who says you can't have a chocolate milkshake every day, right? Totally decadent, so good. Breakfast as it should be. If I'm thinking ahead, it's not every day, I really like making pudding for breakfast. Yes, pudding, but maybe not like you've seen before. Check this out. Chia seeds. A member of the mint family. These crazy little guys suck up liquid like nobody's business, and that's what's gonna gel our pudding. So chia seeds are what make this not quite dessert, but more like dessert for breakfast. But first I'm gonna make my own coconut milk. I could buy it, but it's so easy. Why would I? All I need is coconut. And some hot water. It was a literal flavor explosion. I guess it's okay to make a mess if it's a delicious mess. Now through my cheesecloth, because that's gonna get all the little fibers out so that my coconut milk is smooth. I can make coconut flour out of what's left. Hot, hot, hot. You gotta watch yourself. All right. Save that for later. Now let's sweeten this up. Wee dash of vanilla. Little cinnamon. And some honey. Sweeter the better. Chia, meat coconut. The reason why these chia seeds suck up all of that liquid is because they have super soluble fiber. You can kind of think of it like a sponge. It's gonna thicken this pudding up without any cornstarch. If you like tapioca, it's kind of like that, but even much, much healthier. The only secret to a killer chia pudding is to whisk it like crazy. All right, these really just need a couple hours in the refrigerator, but to make mornings effortless, you can make them the night before. Here is one I made last night. Perks of thinking ahead. So one of the cool things about chia pudding is it's kind of a chameleon. Any milk, hemp milk, almond milk, coconut milk, any fruit that's in season, delicious. Little toasted coconut for crunch. don't have a tropical vacation coming up anytime soon, this is the way to go. Creamy, savory, and sweet. Totally delicious. Good food tastes good every single time. I've had avocado for breakfast, and I'm gonna have more for lunch. Want to feel good? Put more shoes in your closet and plants on your plate. Just keep it delicious with nori rolls. Nori is seaweed that's been pounded flat. And sushi is so common these days, you can get it pretty much anywhere. Salty, kind of like the ocean. Sushi rice is really sticky and fluffy and yummy. And some rice vinegar. I am not a natural seaweed fan. The first time I went to Japan, I didn't quite know what to make of it. But it's so healthy. And I do like that little hint of salt. And it tastes delicious when you pair it with the sweet potatoes. Creamy avocado. One of the things I love about Japanese food is how clean and simple all of the flavors are. Each ingredient really sings. I love pre-chopping vegetables once a week because then anything I want to make during the week takes no time at all. My sauce, some carrot and cucumber for crunch, and I'm ready to roll. The secret to a really good nori wrap is the bamboo mat. I could do it without it, but it makes it a lot easier to roll and keep the roll nice and tight so it doesn't fall apart in my lap. The nori, and it's super important to have some water nearby because this rice is so sticky. So the only real rule is just to give yourself a little margin so that the rice is not too close to the edge that's facing you. And then it's all about the fillings. That was easy. At first, I used water so the rice wouldn't stick to my hands. Now I'm gonna use just a little water so that the nori is actually gonna stick together. And this is a little bit trickier. Getting a nice, good roll, give it a good squeeze. Do it again. And last little roll. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's still gonna be delicious. Just like that, I could take it to work. But of course I wanna eat this right away. So I'm gonna slice it up right now and make a super yummy dipping sauce. And the first one's always a bit of a throwaway. If your knife gets sticky, you can always put a little water on it. I'll hide the evidence on these ones. I could eat sushi as is, but I want to make a sauce. And soy sauce is traditional, but I'm going to have a little bit more fun than that. Rice vinegar, nice acidic tang. Miso paste. Miso is fermented soybean, so it has this rich, umami-like flavor. And I just need a little bit. Tamari, which is kind of soy sauce that doesn't have any wheat, so I'm not straying too far from tradition. And honey, because it goes with everything, even sushi. Bad pun alert. Ginger's just so great. Now for the final touch, a little sesame oil, which is actually the oldest plant-based oil on the planet. Has a nutty flavor, and it's super good for the skin. Love it. Here's the fun part. I may be a geek, but I'm a food geek. That's the best kind. It's lunch and finger food. It's creamy, soft, chewy, salty, and very savory, which is good because I'm gonna make an ooey gooey treat. Remember when I said happiness was shoes and plants? It's a trifecta. You gotta add dessert to that list. I am making decadent, gooey brownies. You know, I don't know why we say things are a little vanilla when it's not a compliment. It's at the heart of all good baking. Almond milk. You can use dairy milk if you want. A little salt. And some baking powder. What's my first rule of baking? This isn't white sugar. This is coconut sugar. And the backstory is almost too pretty to be believed because coconut sugar is made from the nectar of the flower of the coconut palm. And it has an almost caramelized taste that's going to make these brownies extra delicious. I'm gonna keep these guys going on the coconut train with a little melted coconut oil. A little cocoa powder, some oat flour, which I often just make myself in the blender, but this I bought at the store. And cacao nibs, not cocoa nibs. This is where chocolate comes from, but it's not roasted, it's raw. Crunchy, a little bitter, super energizing. All set. Grab a greased pan, because I don't want my brownies to break. Worth scraping the bottom of the bowl for. Now for the peanut butter. This is natural peanut butter, the real deal, so it's not really gonna drizzle on. You just do a whole bunch of big clumps of it. And bide my time waiting for them to be done. Yes. Come to mama. That gorgeous peanut butter swirl. And they smell so good, but they're gonna be the perfect dessert for my dinner tonight. So I'm gonna exercise just a little restraint. I so love spiralizing. It's fun to say and even more fun to do. I'm making sweet potato spiralized noodles with a basil cashew sauce. It's really easy to do. Just put your sweet potato into the spiralizer spikes and twirl. Just look at these gorgeous curls. Was she born with it? Or was it spiralizer? And now for the sauce. I'm starting with soaked cashews because it plumps them up with water and it's gonna make my sauce silky smooth. A little fresh water. Nice hunk of Parmesan. Lots of umami for a savory sauce. And now for the star ingredient, my roasted garlic. I actually like to roast up a bunch of these at the same time and then pop them in the fridge because they're so delicious in almost every recipe. Sometimes even just spread on toast. And the more you roast them, the more you can use because their flavor just mellows and softens. It's so rich. Now's where the transformation happens. If you've never had a cashew sauce, you will not believe how creamy it is. There's no missing Alfredo when you have this. You can kick Alfredo to the curb with that one. So let's put it all together. Now for my gorgeous noodles. Just making sure all of my luscious spirals get a little bit of olive oil on them. Quick and easy. I think this needs something green. So I'm gonna go for basil, which is also known as the king of herbs because the name comes from the Greek for king. It has an awesome sweet taste and it plays very well with other herbs. Vibrant, sweet, always best, fresh, which is why I put it on the end of the dish. This looks great. It's party time. I think it's important to celebrate you, so why not put on a nice dress, cook yourself something special, and enjoy a little time with yourself. The roasted garlic and the creaminess of the cashew and just a little crunch left on the sweet potato noodles. Incredible. And I don't know how many of these I'm gonna eat, but I'm not gonna lie, might be a few. Remember what I said about great shoes?